You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. While many travel to their local grocery store for supplies and food, one essential business is offering both that and some fresh air. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has more.
The hometown farmers market in Tamaqua still continues to operate as an essential business, providing food for its customers.
Hometown Farmers Market's been open. This is actually our 70th year in business. It's here since 1950. This is the first time in the market history that we've ever had to experience a shutdown of any degree except for weather-related storms. So we currently are just running outside to offer consumers produce, essential need items, paper products, flowers, plants, vegetables, that sort of thing.
With the continuation of the stay-at-home order, which has now been extended till May 8th, essential businesses such as Hometown Farmers Market continue to provide for the public, even through the decrease in people coming out.
Well, we have minimal vendors at this time. A lot of people were scared that they didn't want to come out to necessarily be in contact with a lot of public. But over the last 4 weeks, the amount of customers have been growing a little bit, and we are trying to adhere to all the precautions and recommendations given by the CDC.
The market has also taken steps in providing safety, including limiting hours and closing their indoor areas.
We're normally open Wednesdays on 8 to 8 every Wednesday year-round. Our hours right now are 8 to 6:30 until we reopen our buildings May 6th. We will be opening our buildings back up because we were considered an essential business. We chose to shut down our buildings for the safety of customers and vendors.
So if you're looking for fresh air and food, here's one stop where you'll find it.
Come see us. We got a little bit of everything.
Reporting from Hometown Farmers Market in Tamaqua, this is Philip Kaufman with WYLN News.
Thanks, Phil. A wanted Hazleton man was recently taken into custody on numerous charges. A Hazleton police officer observed 28-year-old Hector Escato Ledesma driving a vehicle in the area of Carson and East 4th Streets April 13th. He was wanted on a warrant from state police, as well as a warrant out of Illinois. After the officer pulled him over near Route 940, Escato Ledesma took off on foot, but was quickly apprehended. He was also found to be in possession of suspected marijuana. He faces charges of flight to avoid apprehension, driving with a suspended license, and possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. He posted $100,000 bail through a bondsman, but is expected to be extradited to Illinois. The Pennsylvania Department of Health is currently working on a phone pre-registration for the COVID-19 testing site in Wilkes-Barre Township. As of now, pre-registration can only be done via the Health Department's website. Health Secretary Dr. Rachel Levine said she did not see a problem with a family member signing up a relative that doesn't have internet access using the website. The site at Mohegan Sun Arena's parking lots testing those 65 and older, first responders, and healthcare workers who are symptomatic. The health department hopes to have the phone pre-registration option ready by the end of this week. One man sits in jail while another sustained a serious injury after an altercation in Wilkes-Barre. Police were called to Jackson Street shortly after noon Sunday, where they found a man bleeding from his face after being slashed with a box cutter. The victim said he got into an argument with 38-year-old Isaiah Tillman. Police later located Tillman and took him into custody. He was charged with aggravated assault, reckless endangerment, and simple assault. He's currently being held at Luzerne County Prison, where he awaits a preliminary hearing. The Trump administration announced new requirements that'll require nursing homes to inform residents and their families about COVID-19 cases in their facilities. Senators Bob Casey and Ron Wyden sent a letter earlier this month urging the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, as well as the CDC, to release the critical information. As of today, nearly half of Luzerne County nursing homes haven't released information as to whether residents have tested positive for the virus. Luzerne County Council adopted an ordinance to extend the property tax bill deadline. The ordinance was proposed by Councilman Walter Griffith, who said the pandemic left many residents without employment through no fault of their own. Property owners will have an extra 60 days to pay their bills without facing a penalty. The date's been extended from June 17th to August 18th. Council will revisit the issue in 30 days to discuss whether a further extension is warranted. The man who led authorities on a multi-state manhunt back in 2018 has had his sentencing delayed. Sean Christie of McAdoo was found guilty by a jury on all counts during his federal trial in Scranton. Some of the charges against him include threats against the president, interstate transportation of a stolen vehicle, and being a fugitive in possession of a firearm. The 95-day manhunt began in May of 2018 after he failed to appear in court on an assault charge against a former McAdoo mayor. He was scheduled to be sentenced today, but will now learn his fate June 17th. Coming up on Wyln News, words from the mayor of Weatherly, plus construction delays for the new Wilkes-Barre area high school. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be rainy.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander at Buick Cadillac GMC. How about a great lease on these Buick Encores? Only $199 a month with breakaway mirrors. For $100 more, you can have the Sierra or the Acadia. Or would you prefer this all-new CT5? And it's tax match fever. We'll match your tax refund up to $1,000. And if you're not getting one, we'll give you a $1,000 trade assistance. So get down to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, take advantage of these lease deals, get yourself a Sierra, and see why we take the deals the other guys won't.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Wyln presents Community Update on the Coronavirus, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. with rebroadcast at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m. the following morning. Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, PBS 39, Adams Outdoor, and WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Many municipalities in our area are finding ways to deal with the coronavirus pandemic. Wyln's Julie Stefanovich spoke with one Carbon County mayor about how his town's been coping.
The borough of Weatherly in Carbon County has been faring well through the COVID-19 pandemic. Though Mayor Paul Hadzik didn't enact a curfew, he says that residents have been following social distancing guidelines and are doing their best to protect themselves and their neighbors.
When I do get out and about, everybody's wearing their mask as required by the declaration of emergency and the state guidelines and the federal guidelines. And there's no major complaints. I think everyone understands the danger of the virus.
With many businesses shut down for the time being and people out of work, Weatherly fortunately hasn't seen a drastic change in its finances.
We do billing every month, and so far we've been staying pretty close to the receivables, people paying their bill. But we also understand, too, that there's a lot of people here that work in factories outside of town or work in different environments that they're home. We're not hurting as of yet, but the economy is basically flowing okay.
As with many public events, the spring hill climb has been put on hold, but the borough is planning a special event for the Mother's Day holiday.
The only thing we know for sure that we're going to do on Mother's Day is have a joint church service out of their park, and people will be in their cars, and the Reverend Rodney Murphy will conduct the service with a transmitter, sort of like the drive-in.
Hadzik says that his heart goes out to seniors in the school district whose proms and graduations had to be postponed.
I just really feel bad for them, and we're they went 13 years of school to come up empty on a prom and a variety of other things, and we're going to try and do some things for them during the summer.
The district is planning to host a drive-through high school graduation in early June. We will have more details as they become available. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. A local survey to better understand the threats and opportunities facing local small businesses due to the pandemic is in the works. The Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress is working together with the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce and other members of the Greater Hazleton COVID-19 Recovery and Resiliency Task Force to make it happen. The task force wants a better picture of how businesses are withstanding the suppressed revenue and what kind of support and recovery programs would have the biggest impact. The survey's 25 questions in both English and Spanish and can be found at smallbusinesssurvey.questionpro.com. Wilkes-Barre area's new high school construction took a hit in its expected completion time. Construction may have been delayed by about 10 days due to the pandemic. The Wilkes-Barre area school board was also said that so far, plans have not changed regarding its June 5th graduation. The board also voted to give increased compensation to multiple salaried workers for work during the initial mass school closure from March 16th through the 27th. Coming up on Shikshini Valley's News Choice, it's Wellness Wednesday, and the ER is still open for emergencies, even during the pandemic. More on that in Community and You. Plus, it's Earth Day, so stay with us.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Chura's. Quality vehicle since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Chura's Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229.
Have your event with Whitetail, graduation, birthday, bachelor, reunion parties? They have the most tranquil backyard experience with beautiful mountains in the background. If your company or business wants a different alternative to a golf outing, they have outings that can accommodate you. You can have the entire facility to yourself. They will work with you to set up your day of events. Sporting clay competitions, trap and wobble trap games, skeet. After a day of shooting, you'll return to a meal designed for you. Call Mike at 570-535-6123 for available group options.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and if you don't know what day it is because it's the pandemic, it is Wednesday, which means it's Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And today, via iPad, we have Dr. Andrew Miller, who is emergency medicine. How are you doing, Dr. Miller?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, these pandemic times are indeed crazy times, and it's especially crazy for you guys over at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazelton's newly built, newly updated ER, which I have to say, right on time.
That's right.
So during these crazy times, you know, you guys have a lot of new procedures going on at the ER in terms of keeping people healthy and safe during the pandemic as much as you guys can while still doing your jobs equally as efficient. What qualifies as emergency medicine, you know, aside from the obvious word emergency?
I definitely want everyone to remember that heart attacks and strokes, they don't stop during a pandemic. And so just if you're experiencing any serious illness or severe symptoms of any kind, please don't put off seeking emergency care. Any delay could really worsen the symptoms and can result in life-threatening situation. So if they have any symptoms of, you know, heart attack, chest pain, severe shortness of breath, or stroke like severe headache or numbness or weakness, you know, please call 911 because it's really, truly important for you to get checked out and not be afraid to come into the emergency department.
So they make the calls and they're coming into the ER. What are some of the latest procedures that you guys are following in terms of this coronavirus pandemic? You know, should they, I know it's hard, but if they can, should they call ahead? You know, how many people can they have accompany them along those lines?
Your health and safety is our number one priority at Lehigh Valley Hospital. And so we've put a lot of safety measures in place. First off, everyone coming into the hospital in the emergency room are going to get a face mask and be wearing it at all times. And that includes staff, visitors, employees. We do have a visitor policy in place, and that's really designed to protect the community. So for instance, if you come into the ER, you are allowed one visitor, and for good reason. Again, it's designed to keep both the patients that are there safe as well as the staff safe. We instituted a front door screening process so that any patient, whether they come in through the main entrance or even through the ambulance bays, they're going to get screened for any possible COVID type symptoms, as well as get their temperature recorded. And that includes the employees as well. Fourth, we actually instituted even stricter cleaning protocols. Now, we've always done a good job at keeping things clean, but with this pandemic, we've instituted even more, rigorous cleaning, especially on patients that may have COVID. In those rooms specifically, we added additional bleach protocols between patients just to ensure safety there. But all of the public areas are cleaned with hospital-grade disinfectant throughout the day. And finally, within the emergency department, we've actually instituted a number of protocols to make sure that we can keep things moving as efficiently as possible, just like you mentioned. So when patients come in, they're going to be triaged. They could be triaged to either an area that could have COVID type patients or those without. In fact, we have a waiting area that's designated to separate those two patient populations as well. So all of our staff wear the proper PPE, the personal protective equipment. We do a strict hand washing policy and process, which we've always done. And so really before they even enter the waiting room or the hospital itself to make sure they get into one of those designated cohorted areas. And finally, in the waiting room, we try to fast bed you, meaning get you right to a room rather than have to wait in the waiting room. If you do have to be cohorted to one of our waiting rooms, we practice the social distancing and again, try to keep things moving as efficiently as possible.
Obviously, it's not like before where if you're experiencing symptoms, come in immediately. I guess we could do a refresher on what they should be doing if they feel they are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms.
As always, call 911. If you feel like you have an emergency, please call and come into the emergency department. But if you do have fever, if you have cough, shortness of breath, things that may be related to COVID, we do have some health centers. You can call your primary care physician as well. There's a lot of virtual visits that we're performing to try to direct people to the right care in the right area that they need.
Which is amazing, and we're practicing that social distancing as we speak, actually. Now, my final question is, how are you guys doing? How is the staff handling the pandemic over at the ER?
We're doing the best that we can for sure. Us having to wear the PPE all the time, even at the stations, has been a change in culture for sure. But it's a necessary one, and it's designed, of course, to keep everyone safe. But overall, the staff has been great. We have good capacity, so we're able to see any patient that comes in, so it's not overwhelming. And finally, actually, the community has done such a great job, great outpouring of love and support for the emergency department and the hospital at whole. I can't thank everyone in the community enough for all the support they've given to all of us.
It's really nice to hear something truly positive during all this chaos, actually.
again, your health and safety is our number one priority at Lehigh Valley Hospital, and we're here for you. We're open. We can see patients with COVID, with non-COVID illness, any emergencies we certainly take care of. And again, don't wait. Don't try to second guess, because we are seeing patients that are coming in sicker and because they're prolonging their visit from previously. So please come in. We'll do everything that we can, and certainly we'll take care of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Miller, for talking with us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And thank you everyone for watching. Remember, an emergency is an emergency. Don't wait. Be sure to call 911. And if you do need to come in, Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton's latest and greatest updated ER is happy to help. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Coronavirus is now in our community and changing the way we live, but rest assured that your partners at Lehigh Valley Health Network are here for you. If you think that you have coronavirus or been exposed to someone who does, the most important thing you can do is stay home. Lehigh Valley Health Network is providing free screenings online and by phone. Complete an e-visit, call the MyLVHN hotline, or do an LVHN video visit. Know the symptoms, get the facts, and get screened from home at lvhn.org/COVID-19.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
COVID-19 has changed our lives. While we try to protect our families, we know some of our neighbors are missing paychecks, can't pay rent, or afford food and basic supplies for their families. But the United Way cares. United Ways across northeastern and central Pennsylvania have partnered with Eyewitness News to raise funds to support services vital to people struggling with the COVID-19 emergency. To make a donation to United Way Cares, visit pahomepage.com.
It's Earth Day, and not just any old Earth Day. We've hit the 50th anniversary. The theme this year was Taking Climate Action. DEP Secretary Patrick McDonnell felt that Earth Day has always been about working together. The first Earth Day was in 1970, and into the last several weeks especially, he feels we can achieve incredible things when we're working together. DCNR Secretary Cindy Adams-Dunn said Pennsylvanians are newly appreciating the peace and solitude of state parks, forest lands, trails, and local parks. Though we have a long way to go, we've definitely come a long way from half a century ago. Many industries are taking a hard hit during the coronavirus pandemic, including lottery ticket sales. A spokesperson for the Pennsylvania Lottery said sales from scratch-offs and draw games are down nearly 25%. One of the reasons for the sales decrease is that many retailers that sell the tickets are closed under the governor's orders. Almost 70% of lottery sales come from scratch-off tickets. The lottery funds programs for older Pennsylvanians, including property tax and rent rebates, as well as prescription assistance programs. The lottery's online play, however, is up about 30% from prior weeks. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. You can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page or WYLNTV.com by clicking the LVHN banner for the real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional service